And White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks joins me live along with ABC News investigative reporter Catherine Falders for more. Catherine, what can you tell us about the special counsel, Robert Hur, and where this investigation goes from here?
Yeah, so Robert Hur is actually a Trump appointee. He left the Department of Justice when Biden became president, but of course, Attorney General Merrick Garland bringing him back in. This is to stay above the fray politically, if you will, saying he was appointed by Trump. He's had this long tenure in the Justice Department. Now, in terms of where this investigation goes from here, you heard Pierre talk a bit about whether there will be subpoenas, whether there will be a grand jury, whether they will try and talk to the president himself. All of those are questions that we'll probably learn more about down the line. But we do know, as part of that preliminary investigation before the special counsel was appointed, that there were interviews of Biden aides, people who worked for the Obama-Biden administration at the time, to get a better grasp on how these documents could have ended up in areas that weren't secure. Now, the U.S. attorney who did the preliminary investigation, of course, recommended to Garland that there needed to be more investigating. There's questions about why he believed that. Who had access to these documents? Did anybody access them while they were at those locations in a not secure area? All of those are questions that investigators will be asking, that the special counsel will be asking as he begins his probe into this.
Now, Mary Alice, reporters grilled White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre about the lack of transparency on this issue. How's the White House responding to that?
Yeah, Diane, they absolutely hammered her, wanting clarification here and wanting explanation about the timeline here. You know, one big question is if anyone with the Biden team, any of his personal lawyers, anyone with the White House counsel was aware that there was this extensive review going on around the Biden residence, around other offices, and that other documents with classified markings had been found, why in the world did the president go out earlier this week in Mexico City and refer only to the box of documents found here in D.C. in his office at the Penn Center? I think those are really fair questions. You know, the White House says that they're trying to be transparent. They're trying to do everything by the book. They're cooperating extensively with the Department of Justice. But it's hard to make this argument about transparency when information is coming out to the American people in drips and drabs. And I think that they're going to continue to be pressed on exactly the timeline when the president knew that some of these documents were found and how transparent they've been with the American people.
Catherine, President Biden is also facing investigations from Congress, including from within his own party. So could we see any collaboration there, or are they all independent of one another?
I think they're independent of one another. What we might see, and we saw this when the Democrats controlled the House Oversight Committee recently when they were investigating the Trump documents, we might see letter traffic from the National Archives or from the Department of Justice to these House committees saying that they don't want the National Archives to provide them with documents, or the White House, for example, because it's part of an ongoing criminal investigation. This was similar to what they said related to Trump. But look, by all intents and purposes, this is still continuing with Republicans on Capitol Hill. They want to investigate this further. I actually just have this letter that came moments ago from the House Oversight Committee. The chairman, Jim Comer there, he says he's renewing this request to the White House. He writes in a letter to the White House counsel that he's asking for all these documents be turned over to the committee. He's just sent this letter to the White House counsel in the wake of more documents being discovered. So even though there's a special counsel, they say, Republicans on the Hill say that wasn't necessary. Even though there's a special counsel and this is part of a broader investigation into any potential wrongdoing, Republicans are still renewing these requests.
All right, Mary Alice Parks at the White House, Catherine Falders for us. Thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.